Vikings, let's win the game.
Listen up, Vikings fans. The 2025 NFL Draft is heating up, and our boys in purple are right in the middle of the storm. Today, we've got a lineup of updates that'll have the Vikings faithful losing their minds. A cornerback in our sights who could lock down the secondary like a sheriff. A tight end with NFL bloodlines and the kind of dynamic playmaking Kevin O'Connell dreams about, perfect for our offense. Plus, a $24 million free agent ready to shore up our defensive backfield. And hold up, how might Kansas City or Buffalo jump into the mix as trade partners for the Vikings? What's their angle? And how could it set Minnesota up for a win? Welcome. Show your Viking support by reaching 100 thumbs up on today's video. The 2025 draft is almost here, and one pick could change the fate of our defense. You know that moment when the whole fan base holds its breath, waiting for the commissioner to call a name? Well, Dane Brugler's mock draft over at The Athletic is stirring up some serious noise. He's got the Vikings snagging Texas cornerback Jody Barron at the 24th overall pick in the first round. Yup, a dude who could start day one. But will he even slide to us? Barron's a Swiss Army knife. 5 picks and 16 passes defended in the SEC, leading the conference. He even bagged the Jim Thorpe Award as the nation's top defensive back. He's the perfect fit to step in for Stephon Gilmore and Shaquill Griffin, who still haven't been re-signed in free agency, especially with the Vikings down a rookie corner after the heartbreaking loss of Kyrie Jackson. Some fans think Barron won't be there, with the Chargers and Packers picking ahead of us, drooling over cornerbacks. Picture Brian Flores getting his hands on Barron, a defender who can play anywhere in the secondary with unreal instincts and swagger. Brugler's scouting report says he's not the biggest guy, but he makes up for it with technique and football IQ. If he lands in Minnesota, our D gets a young cornerstone next to Mekhi Blackman. The mock also tosses in other names for the Vikings like Dylan Fairchild in the 3rd round. But Barron's the headliner. Can the Vikings land this guy? Or is Kwesi Adofo-Mensah cooking up something else? Stick around to the end, because we've got more coming that'll leave your jaw on the floor. While the draft buzz grows, a surprise name's circling Minneapolis, and he's got ties to one of our own. Oronda Gadsden II, tight end out of Syracuse, is set to visit the Vikings this week, and fans are already picturing him in purple. Why's that? He grew up playing ball with Dallas Turner, our 2024 first-round pick. But there's more. Gadsden II's named after his dad, a former Dolphins player, so he's got NFL pedigree running through his veins. Unlike T.J. Hawkinson, he's a dynamic playmaker, tailor-made for Kevin O'Connell's creative playbook. The projection? A steal in the 3rd or 4th round. Fans are hyped about the visit, but some argue tight end isn't a need with Hawkinson on the roster. Think about it, though. Wes Phillips loves rolling with 3 tight ends, and Gadsden II could be the missing piece to make our offense unstoppable. He racked up 67 catches and 1,092 yards in college with reliable hands and versatility. Imagine him creating space for our wideouts or torching defenses with sneaky routes. The Vikings meeting with him shows they're hunting for that extra spark. And after this draft prospect to juice up the offense, there's a free agent move that could lock down our defense for good. Our Vikings defense was a beast in 2024, but it's on shaky ground now. With Gilmore and Griffin still unsigned, fans are getting antsy. What if the front office brings in a vet to solidify the secondary? The name floating around is Mike Hilton, Bengals cornerback, who's a free agent after a $24 million deal. Mark Stolta from Pro Football and Sports Network is betting Hilton ends up in Minneapolis. Why? He's a slot corner specialist, perfect for letting Byron Murphy and Isaiah Rodgers shine on the outside. Hilton allowed completions on 67.2% of passes thrown his way in 2024 and was the best run defender in the league per PFF. Picture him in Brian Flores' scheme, hunting QBs and stuffing the run. Fans are split. Some want to go all in on the draft, while others think a proven vet like Hilton, who might sign for about $8 million a year, is the key to wearing that Vikings jersey this season. With $17.2 million in cap space, it's doable. But will Kwesi Adofo-Mensah roll with the vet or bet on a rookie? And speaking of the draft, there's a strategy that could shake things up for the Vikings. A bold move's got fans buzzing. With the Green Bay draft just days away, ESPN's Ben Solak is doubling down. The Vikings need to trade down in the first round. Why? Our draft pick stash is thin, with only 4 selections in 2025 and gaps to fill. I don't see a world where the Vikings get an A without a big trade down, Solak wrote on Wednesday. Minnesota's got no 2nd, 4th, or 7th round picks this year, plus they're missing a 4th and 6th next year. After going all in to trade up for J.J. McCarthy and Dallas Turner in 2024, it's time to stockpile talent. The good news? The Vikings have a solid roster that doesn't need a complete overhaul. The biggest needs are a new starting safety to replace Cameron Bynum and beefing up the cornerback room, like we talked about earlier. Solak suggests targeting a safety like Malachi Starks or doubling down on the secondary. This draft's loaded with options. Teams like the Bills or Chiefs, itching to move up, could be trade partners. ESPN's Jordan Reed had this to say: Minnesota Vikings. With just 4 picks in this draft, including no 2nd rounder, the Vikings have less draft capital than anyone, Reed wrote. At 24th overall, they could slide back to a spot like Buffalo 30th or Kansas City 31st to pick up extra selections. Minnesota could still address needs at defensive back or defensive tackle later in the 1st round. The Bills-Chiefs rivalry is spicy, and both could gain from jumping a few spots in the 1st round. As AFC contenders, they're under pressure to win in 2025, and that could hand the Vikings the extra picks we need. It's all about trusting Kwesi Adofo-Mensah's vision. All in or rebuild. A recent article laid out 5 bold predictions for what's coming. The offseason's almost in the rear view, with the draft just days away, and Kwesi Adofo-Mensah isn't playing around. He's already snagged guys like Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, and Jordan Mason, but these predictions take it to another level. So buckle up as we run through each one. First off, they say the Vikings won't grab a quarterback too yet. Kwesi's guarding those 2026 compensatory picks, so no Drew Lock or any vet until post-draft. It tracks, but it leaves us sweating with J.J. McCarthy backed only by Brett Rypien. Then there's talk of drafting R.B. Brashard Smith, a dude who racked up 1,332 yards at SMU without ever coughing up the ball. He could swipe Ty Chandler's gig and pair up sweet with Aaron Jones. Imagine that offense tearing it up. But what'll have you jumping out of your seat are the draft predictions. Word is Kwesi's gonna swing 2 trades before our first pick, dropping from 24 to somewhere between 35 and 45 just to stockpile ammo after last year's spending spree. And when he finally picks, it'll be a cornerback, maybe Siobhan Revel Jr., to beef up the secondary. Then the cherry on top, the team might sign Jair Alexander from the Packers or Asante Samuel Jr. Think about yanking Alexander from our rivals. That'd be a slap in Green Bay's face and a massive boost for our roster. Fans are split. Some call it too bold, others say it's the blueprint to own the division. What's the payoff? Deeper offense, an elite secondary, and sweet revenge on the Packers. But will Kwesi pull it off? The Purple's pumping stronger today. Barron could be the future of our defense. Gadsden, too, brings that big play DNA to the offense. Hilton's experience could lock things down now, and a trade down has all the ingredients to stack up extra picks. Every update is a step toward glory. But what do you think? Will Kwesi pull off a draft stunner? Or should he grab a vet to plug gaps and hold on to the 24th pick? Don't forget to share this video, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel to receive all the latest news about the Minnesota Vikings. Stay tuned. SKOL Vikings, let's go!